What if I told you that the most significant barrier between you and your goals isn't lack of motivation, but rather the way you start? James Clear's revolutionary 2-minute rule has transformed the lives of thousands by showing that every major habit can be scaled down to a 2-minute version. Imagine mastering a technique so powerful that it makes procrastination virtually impossible. In this chapter, you'll discover why starting with just 2 minutes is more effective than ambitious goals, how successful people use gateway habits to build lasting changes, and the scientific reason why small starts lead to significant outcomes. This isn't just another time management trick. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach habit formation. Whether you're struggling to exercise regularly, write consistently, or maintain any other habit, the 2-minute rule offers a practical framework that works because it addresses the core psychology of behavior change. By the end of this discussion, you'll understand why reading one page is more powerful than reading one book, and how this counterintuitive approach leads to lasting transformation. Welcome to Book Summary, where you can unlock the power of books in minutes, not months. Get the key insights, chapter by chapter, and start learning smarter, not harder. Let's begin. In Chapter 13 of Atomic Habits, James Clear reveals a game-changing strategy called the 2-minute rule that makes starting new habits almost effortless. The principle is beautifully simple. When starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Think about this. Instead of committing to read a book, you start with reading one page. Rather than diving into a 1-hour workout, you begin by simply putting on your running shoes. Want to build a meditation practice? Start with taking 2 deep breaths. Clear explains that these gateway habits are powerful because they overcome the biggest hurdle in habit formation, getting started. Let's look at how this works in real life. Clear shares the story of a struggling writer who transformed his productivity by committing to write just 1 sentence each day. This tiny commitment often naturally expanded into hours of writing once he got past the initial resistance. Similarly, a software developer conquered his coding procrastination by following the write 1 line of code rule. What started as 2 minutes frequently turned into productive coding sessions that lasted hours. The magic of the 2-minute rule lies in its psychological foundation. Our brains naturally resist big changes, but small, non-threatening steps feel manageable. Clear illustrates this with the example of a photography enthusiast who built a successful career by taking just 1 photo every day. This 2-minute action became the gateway to mastering his craft and eventually led to professional success. But here's where many people get it wrong. They think starting small means staying small. Clear emphasizes that the 2-minute rule isn't about remaining at the beginner level forever. It's about mastering the art of showing up. Once you establish the habit of showing up, the natural progression often leads to expanded behavior. It's like a snowball effect. Start tiny and let momentum carry you forward. One of the most powerful insights from this chapter is the distinction between standardizing the beginning of a habit versus its end. Most people obsess over outcomes, running 5 miles, meditating for an hour, or writing 1,000 words. Instead, Clear suggests focusing on standardizing the first 2 minutes. Don't worry about how long you exercise. Just focus on putting on your gym clothes and stepping out the door. The author shares an inspiring example of how this approach transformed a client's exercise routine. Instead of committing to hour-long gym sessions, they simply committed to driving to the gym and walking through the door. This minimal commitment made the habit feel achievable, and naturally, once they were there, they usually completed a full workout. The 2-minute rule works because it addresses what Clear calls the point of no return, that moment when a behavior becomes automatic. By making the initial action ridiculously easy, you're more likely to reach this point. Think about it like launching a rocket. The majority of fuel is used in the initial launch, just like the majority of resistance comes from starting a habit. Key takeaways from this chapter include understanding that habits must be established before they can be improved, recognizing that starting is the hardest part of any habit, and accepting that consistency trumps intensity in habit formation. Clear emphasizes that this rule's power lies not in the 2 minutes themselves, but in the gateway they provide to longer periods of focused work. Remember, the goal isn't to read one page. It's to become a reader. It's not about writing one sentence. It's about becoming a writer. The 2-minute rule is your gateway to these larger identities. By making habits so easy to start that you can't say no, you create a pathway to lasting change and meaningful personal transformation. As Clear concludes, this isn't about being the best. It's about being the most consistent. When you master the art of showing up, the rest tends to fall into place naturally. Whether you're battling procrastination in work, exercise, learning, or any other area of life, the 2-minute rule offers a practical, proven path to breaking through resistance and building lasting habits. Thanks so much for watching Chapter 13, How to Stop Procrastinating by Using the 2-Minute Rule. I hope you're ready to tackle those tasks head-on. Just remember, big changes start with those small, easy wins. But we're just getting started. Up next is Chapter 14, How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible. Sounds powerful, right? Imagine setting up your life so that good habits happen naturally, almost effortlessly. Intrigued? Hit that play button and join me in Chapter 14. Let's make success automatic. See you there.